Hi divers, Alec Pierce, Scuba, Tech Tips once again. And now this particular tech tip is not a new idea at all. Contrary to popular belief, in some cases anyway, this tech tip or this particular piece of gear that I would like to share with you today has been around for a long time. I don't know exactly when, but I'm going to guess 30, 40 years. Scuba Pro came out with the very first Air 2. And it's been changed many times. I think they've had about 4 or 5 different versions, and other companies as well. They have the Sidekick from Sherwood, all kinds of different devices that fit into this category. What am I talking about? Well, specifically what I'm talking about is an octopus or a safe second that is in combination with the buoyancy compensator inflator. Now, I don't really know what to call it. Is it an octopus BCD? Is it an octopus safe second? I don't really know what it's called, but essentially what it comes down to is this, that instead of having a separate octopus, a separate safe second that you would hand to your buddy, the safe second is combined with your buoyancy compensator inflator. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it indifferent? Well, let me share some ideas with you to make you think about it, okay? Now, if you're using one of these already and you're very comfortable with it, and your buddy is comfortable with it as well, I'm not suggesting you change. Okay, but let me share some ideas with you. If you're out shopping and somebody says you should get one of those octopuses mounted on the BCD inflator because it saves you a hose, you got one less hose. Well, that makes sense, doesn't it? Until you try it. Let me explain what I mean. Here we have a standard, about as conventional scuba setup as you can get. So we have a tank, buoyancy compensator, standard BC, and a regulator. And the regulator as well is about as conventional as standard as you can get. It has a primary regulator, goes into your mouth, has a hose on it for air, always a good idea. We'll put that out of the way. It has over here, it has a pressure gauge down here, computer, depth gauge, and compass combined. We'll stick that out of the way because we don't need that. So that just leaves us with 2 attachments, or 2 other attachments that a standard scuba system has. This particular one has a safe second, or octopus, mounted like this, on a long hose, longer than normal, brightly colored. And the second stage, the actual piece that your dive buddy or someone else would use if they were low on air in some type of an emergency, is also brightly colored. And it supposed to hang in the middle of the diver's chest, in this triangle, from across your chest down to your navel. It's supposed to hang in there. That's the conventional way anyway. That's the suggested way, okay? And so it does. And then, of course, we have one more hose, this hose over here, which runs down and is used to inflate the BC. Hear that? Okay. Air in and air out. Okay. That's about as conventional as you can get. And it works really, really well. Heaven forbid, but your buddy has a problem, and he comes swimming over to you, and he needs to use your air supply, want to share air supply. No more buddy breathing, no more messing around. He just reaches up in front of you, grabs this, sticks it in his mouth. You don't even know what's happened. You're taking a picture of a baby lobster or something, and he comes over and grabs it, and finally he taps you on the shoulder and says, "Hey, look, I'm out of air. I'm using your octopus." He doesn't say that, but you know what I mean, okay? And you look at him, holy jumping, you're having a problem. And of course, he's not too close to you, so you're not in his face, you're not, not banging in. So, oh, okay, there's a problem. Okay, you okay? Yeah, okay, let's go up, yeah, let's go up, and all that stuff, And the 2 of you slowly make an ascent to the surface. And as you make your ascent to the surface, as you know, you need to release air from the BC, which you can do by pulling, or you can do a little more controlled if you push the button on the end. That's an air out, because the air expands and all that. You stop at 15 feet if you have enough air and enough time, enough control for a few minutes. 3 minutes is suggested for a safety stop. If it's been a relatively short, shallow dive, don't worry about it. Come safely to the surface, climb onto the boat, and then you can give them heck for running out of air, right? That's how it works, isn't it? So that is the proper scenario for the setup and use of a standard safe second. Now, again, a number of years ago, not a new idea, but a number of years ago, somebody decided that we could do it a different way. Suppose we got rid of this safe second, this thing here. We get rid of that. Done. Okay. One less hose. Okay, I can go with that. One less hose. Now, in place of that, we take this inflator mechanism off, and now you put this device on. This is what we're talking about, an air or sorry, BC mounted safe second. And you see it's a little bit bulkier, a little bit bigger, got an inflator button and deflator button, and oh, that's kind of neat. It's got a purge button, looks like a purge button on the end, and a mouthpiece, of course. And now this, you see, connects to your buoyancy compensator. And it acts exactly the same way. You want to inflate the BC, push the inflate button. You want to let air out, you lift it up and push the deflate button. There we go. Air comes out. Just that simple. Okay? But what's the beauty of this? Well, here's what you can do. It's a regulator. Yeah. So this is an inflator for your BC, and it's a regulator as well. Okay? Every system, I can find fault with every system. And I can find advantages to every system. Almost. I can't find any advantages to this system. Oh, don't shoot me yet. Hang on. Listen to the messenger. That's all I am. I just deliver the mail. Here's the way it works. With the conventional system, you saw how simple it was. I'm taking a picture. A buddy comes along. Idiot ran out of air. Pulls the octopus on. Saves himself. I haven't done anything. I don't even know about it. I just saved his life. I'm a hero. I don't even know about it, you see. And then he taps him in the shoulder. Oh, you got a problem? Okay, and up we go. And I dump air from the BC, and we hang on each other and get the service, and it's over. With this system, it's a little bit different. Okay? So you have your primary regulator in your mouth, and you have your BC mounted safe second on your BC. This hose right here is very short. It's only 16 inches long. There's no way that you're ever going to give this to your buddy if he runs out of air. First of all, it's tilted towards you. He's going to get it all twisted around. He's yanking on your BC. So what happens with this particular system is, instead of that, you're going to take your primary and give it to him. You see? Right away, we got a bit of an issue. You just took your primary out of your mouth while underwater. Picture a skydiver taking off his parachute to make sure it's packed properly halfway down. And not a great analogy, but you get the idea. Your primary belongs in your mouth. But don't take it out, because you can avoid it anyway. You just did. However, you're pretty cool, very experienced. You took it out of your mouth and you gave it to your buddy. Great. Your buddy takes it and he, what the devil? He goes, won't go in. He has to get out. You see the problem? This is not a good, safe second. This is not a true octopus. This is just a second stage. It won't go in like this. It won't go in like this, because this hits his mask and all he gets is water. He has to turn this over like this and turn around. And now the hose is short. Okay, he straightens it out. It's still short, so the two of you are all jammed up. Not really a good substitute for a true safe second, is it? Okay. But you guys are cool. You're experienced. You're all worked out. He gets things going. Oh, we forgot about you. You have nothing in your mouth. So you have to reach down and find this. Now, it should be right there. I don't want to make a big deal about it, but it should be hanging right there. So you're going to take this, find it quickly, and pull it up. Oops, don't forget to take the Velcro off that was holding it down. Oh, sorry, I forgot about that. Hopefully you don't do that. You see the little things that keep popping up that maybe you haven't thought about? So you get this, now you put it in your mouth. This is now becomes your primary. Purge it, and you can breathe. Whew. Okay, we got through that because you're cool. You've practiced a lot. Now, I mean that, by the way. If you do decide or do have one of these, you make gosh darn sure, gosh darn, they still use those words? Yeah. You make gosh darn sure that you and your buddy are very practiced. You know how to do this, because I've already explained it's not, it's not easy. Practice all the time. Anyway, you got this into your mouth, and so here's you breathing off your safe second on your BC, and your buddy is breathing off your primary, and you're both really cool. Whew. All set to go. All right, let's go up. That's what you have to do, right? Okay, so you start to make your ascent. Part way up, you have to dump some air from your BC. You're looking at your computer, and you realize that your BC is getting big and bulky, and you're starting to go faster and faster, so you decide to dump some air from your BC. Your BC dump is in your mouth. I didn't think about that, did you? In order to dump air, you've got to take it out of your mouth and put it up over your head. Let some air out. See, if you don't do that, some people say, well, I got to pull on it. Well, you pull on it, where is it? To pull on it, something's got to give here. A number of years ago, one of the manufacturers of a system like this, actually in the middle of this hose, it was a two-piece hose, and in the middle, they put a special handle that you could grab and yank down on. Not a bad idea, didn't work. They don't make it anymore. So here are the problems, okay? Not only are you, the primary diver, who didn't do anything wrong, at some additional risk because you have to take the primary out. Now you're sucking on your BC inflator and you can't dump air from the BC easily. Meanwhile, your buddy, the dummy that ran out of air, has got your primary. He's comfortable. You got no problems. Of course, he's jammed up again. You see the whole thing. The whole thing is just not as easy as the dive store clerks might make it sound. And why did you do all this? Why did you do? You paid extra money. These BC inflators cost twice as much as an octopus. You pay about $300 for a quality BC mounted inflator. You pay about $150 or less for a decent octopus on a long hose. So you paid extra money, picked up a whole lot of aggravation, and to what purpose? To get rid of this one little hose that hangs down on the left-hand side of your BC, that one little hose that really, quite frankly, in my opinion, is not an issue anyway, is tucked down there behind you, not even a problem. Extra money, picked up a lot of aggravation, extra risk involved, a piece of equipment that's weird. If you're on a dive boat and you're by yourself and you're put with another dive buddy who has never seen one of these before, you think about all this, you see? And what do you gain? Really, in my opinion, you don't gain very much. Just some ideas. So you think about all this, and this answers some of the questions. This actual question actually came up from some of the comments that some of my watchers have sent in. So I've addressed this thing and given you things to think about, to give you a bit of my opinion as well. I do not wear one of these. I've used them. I do not wear one anymore. Just too many ifs involved. I don't like ifs when I'm scuba diving. Okay, so buoyancy compensator mounted safe seconds. Now, think about it. Here's some ideas for you. I hope that has made you think a little bit. You guys will love these. Great. Practice with them. Nothing wrong with them. They work just great. Practice. Make sure your body is cognizant of how they work, knows how they work. You folks are using a standard setup? Well, I can't say much. You're using a standard setup, aren't you? Anyway, there you go. Those are my ideas. You asked for them. Alec Pierce, Scuba Tech Tips. Talk to you again real soon.